All right, these are the notes for simplifying radicals with exponents review. This is just a continuation of yesterday, just to give you some more practice. After this, you guys will go back into Schoology. There'll be a code for a quizzes assignment, and all I want you to do is just practice a lot of these different types of examples. So this first one, again, it's just a review from yesterday, but you're simplifying the square root of 80, x to the 5th, y to the 8th. So we also have numbers, but we also have some letters with exponents as well. So remember what we said before. Let's look at the number first. So let's try and simplify 80. And again, if you know a perfect square that goes into 80, it makes it a whole lot quicker. 16 goes into 80 5 times, so I could do 16 and 5, or I could do 8 and 10. So let's try 8 and 10 on this one. And I know 16 and 5 would get it done quicker. Again, we're breaking it down to prime numbers. So that's 2 and 4. 2 is prime, and that's 2 and 2. All prime. So circle your primes so you don't get confused. Still break down 10, that's 2 and 5. Okay, remember you need pairs to get outside. So I have a pair of 2s, they go on the outside, just 1, 2. I have another pair of 2s, that goes on the outside. I have a single 5. I'm going to leave him on the inside. Remember, the singles stay on the inside. I'm also going to leave some space right here because I know I have some letters that might come out. So the 5's on the inside. All right, again, I'm not going to do this every single time. If you break down x to the 5th, that's x times x times x times x times x 5 times. In order to get out of the radical, you got to have pairs. So circle your pairs. There's a pair of x's. There's another pair of x's. The single x here has to stay inside. These two go outside, but again, that's 2 pairs, so that's x squared. Then let's look at the letter y. Again, I don't want to keep writing this. It's taking too long. Well, I have 8 y's. How many pairs can I get out of 8? 6, 7, 8. Think about it. Just divide by 2. You should be able to get 4 perfect pairs with nothing left over. All right, so what that means is y to the 4th on the outside. No y's on the inside because you didn't have an odd exponent. All right, now the only thing we can do is clean that up right there. Instead of saying 2 times 2, why don't we just say 4 x squared y to the 4th radical 5x. All right, and if you had broken 80 down earlier into 16 and 5 instead of 8 and 10, that's prime. Well, 16 gives you 4 and 4. You don't need to break down 4 and 4 anymore because you got a pair. As soon as you get a pair, get out. So 4 on the outside, 5 on the inside. It's still the same answer down here. All right. Now, be careful with number 2. There is a number currently on the outside, -3. So when we go to simplify this one, -3 is already on the outside. So anything that joins -3 on the outside needs to be multiplied by that -3. So I'm going to go ahead and put that. All right, 48, you could do 6 and 8. You could do 16 and 3. If you do 16 and 3, it's going to get the work is going to be a whole lot less. All right, you can shorten it because 16 times 3 is 48. So I'm just going to try 16 times 3. 3 is prime. 16, instead of using 8 and 2, you can use 8 and 2, but use 4 and 4. You don't need to break down 4 into 2 and 2 and the other 4 into 2 and 2. Stop right there. As long as you get a pair, you're fine. So 4 is going to go on the outside. It's going to join the -3. I'm going to leave some space. Draw my radical. This 3 goes on the inside. All right, let's look at letters. I have 7 A's. I do not want to draw the letter A 7 times. 7's an odd number, so if I take 1 and put it inside, I now have 6 A's. Well, how many A's can I get? How many pairs can I get out of 6? Should be A to the 3rd. B to the 12th. I do not want to write the letter B 12 times. It's an even number. How many pairs can you get out of 12? Should be B to the 6th with nothing left on the inside because you had even exponents. Last one is the letter C. Remember, you need a pair to get out. So guess what? C never gets out. C stays on the inside. So the best we can do is multiply negative 3 and 4. So that should be negative 12, a to the third, b to the 6, times radical 3ac. And there's your answer there. Remember, anytime you have an odd exponent, you're always going to have one left inside the radical, always. All right? All right, look at number 3. Now, I have a 5 on the outside, so don't forget about that. I'm going to go ahead and just put that 5 out here. I'm going to draw my radical sign. I need to break down 120. If I can't think of factors of 120, remember I gave you a shortcut a couple of weeks ago. You can take your graphing calculator, and you're looking for factors of 120. Go to y equals, hit 120 divided by x. X is the button right to the right of alpha. And then instead of graphing it, hit second graph, which is your table button. And this will list your factors of 120. 2 and 60, 3 and 40, 4 and 30, 5 and 24. I'm going to go with 4 and 30. The reason I like 4, I know I can get a pair of 2s out of 4, so I'm going to go with 4 and 30. All right, so let's go back and look at it. We're going to try 4 and 30. And we already know 4 is 2 and 2, so we got a pair of 2s. At least 2's coming out. Let's break down 30. 30 we could use 5 and 6, 3 and 10, it doesn't matter. But 5 is prime. 6 is 2 and 3. Problem is, I don't have any more pairs. I got a pair of 2's here, so that 2 is going to join the 5 that was already out there. I've got a single 5, a single 2, and a single 3. Where do they all have to go? Back inside. Now, if you want to just go ahead and multiply them, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30. If you want to put them individually and then multiply them at the end, it doesn't matter either. You know it's going to be 30, though, okay? All right, you got 1m. You need 2 to get out. He's never getting out. You have 5 n's. That's an odd number. So at least 1 n has to stay inside. If you take 1 and put it inside, you should have 4 n's left. How many pairs can you get out of 4? Should be n squared. So clean it up. 5 times 2 on the outside, that's 10 n squared. Let's look inside the radical. 2 times 3 times 5 was 30 m n. And there's your final answer there. All right. All right, last one. Again, be careful. You have a negative 2 already on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and put negative 2 on the outside, leave some space, draw my radical. Let's break down 81. Well, I'd use 9 and 9. I don't need to break 9 and 9 down into 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. I got a pair. As soon as you get a pair, you're done. Stop. He goes outside. So he's joining the minus 2. Now, you have an even number of x's. So again, you can write the letter x 8 times, but how many pairs are you going to get out of 8? It should be x to the 4th. Now you have 12 y's. That's an even number again. So how many pairs can you get out of 12? It should be y to the 6th. So what happens here is, I didn't even need this radical sign because everything inside the radical was a perfect square. 81's a perfect square, x to the 8th is a perfect square, and y to the 12th is a perfect square. So you don't even need this radical. All you can do is clean it up. So let's do negative 2 times 9, that's negative 18. X to the 4th, y to the 6th. That's the best you can do. There's your answer right there. All right. Okay, so you're going to get a code. Just go back into Schoology, look at it. There's 31 questions. You need to get 25 out of 31 in order to get full credit. This will stay open over the weekend. I think it's going to shut off on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you get it done by then. Again, you can do it as many times as you like, but always list your first name, then your last name, and then if you do it a second time, put the number 2 after it. If you do it a third time, first name, last name, put the number 3 after it. Okay, so we need 25 out of 31 correct on this. If you got any questions, you can email me. I'll see you guys later.